All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic start to your Monday. Big gap up Monday here again. Seems like every Monday these days is a nice green day. Curious to see if we get basically more of that. I mean, even last week, right? So curious to see how things sort of behave a little bit here this morning. What volatility looks like, right? Um, kind of how something nasty or like choppy. Is my Zoom not working? What was that? For those of you on Zoom, can you guys confirm if it's working? You guys are good. Looks fine. Yeah. All right, let me know if it changes. I just got pop up that my Zoom is not responding. Too early for tech issues. All right. So yeah, let's see what happens here today. Friday, I think, was a little bit of a treacherous end to the trading week, right? Not a particularly easy session. We had to really fight and claw for PNL. So kind of looking for like a bit of a smoother session here today, right? A little bit of a smoother trading market. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like Friday was our very best day. So kind of hoping that today we can kind of bounce back a little bit, find a little bit of momentum, just find smooth, easy moves, and then be like one and done here today, right? That's the objective. Government shutdown, right? Kind of ending or reopening, I guess, for lack of a better term, should create a bit of an interesting backdrop for us because we're going to get a huge amount of economic data get released, and the time frame or the schedule of that probably will be made clear in the next couple days. But it should put a little bit of a larger emphasis on basically just like any economic calendar drops or anything along those lines. So nothing too crazy here today. Got some Fed speak, fine. Tomorrow we got some more Fed speak, fine. And then this week later on should kind of smooth out a little bit. Should also mention it's been public since August. But I'm away Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. So won't be streaming then. So hopefully we can set up a nice Monday, Tuesday, and then go from there. All right. So ES, red candle, increasing outlier volume, gap up, opening outside of previous day's range, kind of looking like a trend line bounce inside that box where we've seen those dip buyers in the past. So again, reasonable for us to have like a little bit of a two-way tape here. This is a 2 out of 3 with volume, and we'll call it a weak 2 out of 3. W doesn't work very well. We'll call it weak, right? Because of the candle shape, right? That arrow is very much pointing up, not pointing down. So contextually, right? I think it's a pretty easy story for us. We're looking at a 68.30 as our starting point to the upside. And then 50-ish, 60-ish, right? 900. So yeah, I'll just go to 900. I think that's probably fair enough. Okay, and then to the downside here, we're looking for a pretty aggressive rejection and then move back down towards 67.70. Now, I would be maybe, I'm struggling to see how, like, what the easy bearish narrative is here this morning to a certain extent, right? I would have to get quite a bit of cooperation. I think if we do get a downside story, it's probably going to be one that's a little bit choppy or maybe even potentially challenging to trade to a certain extent. So I do want to be careful about that bear narrative and getting stuck in it. The way that bears got rejected on Friday, I think, is quite telling. The positive headlines that came out over the weekend is quite telling, and this seems like it's a uh, political administration that is convinced to only generate good news, or to put out good headlines, maybe not good news. Yeah, they seem to care about the stock market more than most. So that does create scenarios where I don't see a super easy path to the downside here, especially after those earnings. So I was trying to work through it a little bit there. But that bias, right, is potentially something you kind of want to fight a little bit, right? Telling myself I can't see a bearish scenario, it's kind of a dumb way to miss an easy bearish move, right? So we'll try to find that balance here a little bit, play the market or the price action in front of us, not our perception of what price action can do, and just stick to our rules, right? Not stick to our feelings around our rules. All right, NQ, red candle, increasing volume, gap up. Same thing as ES, right? We'll call it a week. Freaking W's. Week 2 out of 3 with vol. And then we're looking 600 as our starting point, 25.6. Pretty much there, so we'll go 25. Yeah, I'll go 25.6. And then we got 26,000 mapped out. We could probably push towards all-time highs. Again, I would be very surprised if that happens here today, but just save ourselves some prep. Okay, and then to the downside here, we'll go 25,300 kind of as our starting point. Okay, and then we can flush it from there. The thing, I guess, to I don't know, be maybe a bit aware of, right? Big overnight move here in both ES and NQ, right? We're at that approximate 1% of already volatility or 1% of range here so far this morning, with the implied volatility on the VIX being a little bit more than 1%. So it's not to say that we couldn't get a big breakout and explosion here this morning. We absolutely could, but we need to almost like get through some of that. So maybe it is a little bit of a slower start here. But yeah, let's see what that enthusiasm looks like. All right. Friday, inside bar there on CL. And I mean, breakout here is above 60.50. That's going to be our starting point. So 61 is going to be our first level. To the downside here, we're looking at 59.50 reasonably. Yeah, fine. I don't think I need to change that too much. I can't change the volume on my end, Emmy. Maybe try refreshing your Discord or changing your volume settings. Based on like my mic levels that I have set up here, I'm not in a bad spot. Jack, yeah, you're the sound guy. You might be able to be the arbiter of truth here. All right, Apple, red candle, decreasing volume, gap up, 1 for 3. Tesla, red candle, decreasing volume, gap up, again, 1 for 3. Maybe more evidence, right, of nice trending PA. Microsoft, red candle, decreasing volume, gap up. Doji as well. So again, right, 1 for 3s across the board. Amazon, hey, 3 for 3. Right, green candle, increasing green volume, gap up, right? So everything is telling us bullish. NVIDIA, green candle, increasing outlier, gap up. Huge gap up, though, all things considered. AMD, without volume, 2 out of 3 to the upside without. Meta, 3 for 3 to the upside. A lot of things are telling us reversals. Netflix 3 for 3 to the upside. And then Google, red candle, decreasing volume, gap up. So again, 1 for 3. All right, and then VIX selling off, but still reasonably aggressive, right? That's got a reasonable path there for us. Let's see how the day shapes up. How's everyone feeling this morning? Everyone feeling good? Everyone recovered from a tunnel vision Friday? Yeah, a good day, new fresh day here. Remember, guys, right? If you had a tough week last week or a great week last week, don't bring it into today's session, right? New day, new week, new scenarios. I know it's not always easy, but we want to focus on, okay, what can I do to make things better? Like for myself, right? My I guess emphasis is to really focus on, not letting wins turn into losses. That's really I'd say probably my consistent kryptonite, right? If I have one as a trader, is that I get a little bit greedy sometimes and I want to see really good wins turn into like FU wins, maybe stroke the ego a little bit with that. And I don't want to feed that creature here today. So all about making really just like deliberate P&L decisions, right? Which means both on the upside and the downside. So closing losses right before they become max losses, or buying really big discounts so I can get those. And then really just focusing on closing as P&L is increasing and not letting wins turn into red trades, right? Those are the variables I can't control. If I do that, I'm going to keep a lot more of my mental capital where I need it to effectively. And I'm going to put myself in a much better situation where I can compound away. And if I didn't have the day that I wanted on Friday, right, focusing on those things is going to make it a lot easier for me to then have that type of day here today. So that's the emphasis, right? It's not always going to be super beautiful, or it's not always going to be super smooth. Sometimes it's just about surviving, and sometimes we got to do that. Hey, congratulations, Mike. Nice to get a little bit of technology detoxing. All right, any questions here, guys? Let's go, Patrick. Well, let's make sure we're following our rules here today, and we'll hopefully find some nice PA for us to take advantage of. If anything, we've seen good volatility and good range, so that should give us hopefully a little bit of joy here this morning. And just as a reminder here, guys, we're gonna do this every Monday. I'll try to do this a few times, I guess. Just a reminder, right? I will never reach out to you or ask you guys for money to copy trade for you. I don't trade crypto or FX or really any trades outside of what you see me stream here. I don't offer any done for you trading services where I will copy your trades and ask for your money to trade with. I don't have the legal ability to be able to pull that off in a way that I would be happy to put my name behind. And there are often impersonators or scam artists who will try to take advantage of people pretending to be me. So please, guys, be aware of that. I will never ask for you to give me any money for you to trade. I'm here to teach you how to trade, to show you my trades, to walk you through my process, and to teach you how to fish. I am not in the business of, being like an ocean spray and a mass fisherman. and to fish for people. I don't have the capacity to do that from a legal perspective for non-accredited investors. And yeah, don't have any of those things. So please be aware, guys, that there are scam artists and scammers and pieces of shit out there that will try to pretend they are me. Yeah, please don't fall for that stuff, guys. All right, market open. Let's see what the day has in store for us here today. Let's see if we can set up yeah, a nice session here. Again, we have a relatively clear economic calendar here today. We got some Fed speak, but we always got Fed speak, it feels like. Tomorrow, quote unquote, bank holiday, but markets are still open. So we're going to be like normal tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see how the day shapes up. Pretty good opening range, right? 50 points in the first couple seconds. That's pretty good. Yeah, range is looking very decent. I 100% agree with that, Mike. Like every now and then, if you have a daily P&L goal in mind, you can get a good day. But every now and then, when you get like really focused or obsessed on that P&L, you kind of have a little bit of that tunnel vision type day, like we had on Friday to a certain extent. We want to fight against that. So it's like the anecdote, guys, right? To that is to give yourself that really technical focus while you're looking for your setup, right? While looking for your entry, and then while looking for your exit. Override your P&L brain by giving yourself something really specific to look at. So maybe it's a specific entry price, maybe it's a specific risk reward ratio, maybe it's closing at a certain R level. Just give yourself that emphasis and give yourself that focus instead of something that's P&L driven. Like focus on the things that create P&L, not the P&L itself, if that makes sense. Hey, good morning, Tony. So no increasing volume there on these second candles, or we'd be very, very surprised if we do get it. They're looking like there might be consolidation. Let's see. So at the moment, we have an active setup, but we're not going to get confirmation on it. At least, you know, I gotta say, TradingView must have improved their servers. They feel faster than they were 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Okay, good little inside bar there on ES. Not quite an inside bar on NQ. Not quite the volume pace I would have maybe wanted on that third candle either. We got to be a little bit cautious here. right? Not quite the volume we would like yet to still be able to trade. CL, very, very impressive. Maybe it's a crude oil day. Who knows? Okay, 40 seconds to go. NQ has a chance to go increasing volume here. Same thing with ES, but NQ's higher probability of being outlier. We're really close to 600 as well. So ideally, we want to see it close either above, right? Or like as close to it as possible. Probably the thing we don't want to see here is like the fake out above and then close under. I mean, looks like it's gonna close above, closed right at 600. Did not give me increasing volume though. That's a little bit disappointing. Can't trade that particularly on CL. Not enough volume there on the 3. So we're a little bit in a volume purgatory here. Kind of just waiting. Like just less than we need. Literally like 500 contracts. I don't know, we're like a minute in. I don't know if this is quite half the volume. Need a little bit of a stronger pace here. Hey, good morning. Yeah, just what's on my screen here, Jackson. It's just called the ORB. If you want all the information, watch the videos in the Trading Basics channel. It explains how I set up my chart, what I'm looking for, the setups I trade. I would recommend starting there. Okay, we're back up above. Again, we're not going to get increasing volume here with 5 seconds to go. I mean, not unless something crazy happens. So, I mean, this should be a pretty easy standard for us to get over, you would think, at this point. Let's see. Really depends, Asur, on how you want to define that. Like I finish something like 87 or 88% of my days in the green. My win rate on the year is something like 51 or 52%. And my average win is like three to like 3.5 times larger than my average loss. So my win rate's like a little bit of a deceptive statistic because I get out of trades quickly if they're not behaving how I expect. And so it's a vanity metric I don't really focus on too much. Now I care about the percentage of days I finish in the green. That's far more important to me. And that's 87, 88%, something like that. Again, see if we can get that. The volume's very light for what I would like. And not that increasing outlier. So still have to wait a little bit here. No increasing on ES. Yeah, it's like a decent move up, but it's not giving me the volume. We should have the pace on this candle. Minute to go. We're already 2/3 of the way up. Oh, we got 50 seconds here, or 60 seconds. Let's see how this closes. Gives us a good opportunity for a possible rejection or like a breakout continuation. So possible setups in either direction here. Yeah, at least the volume's back. So let's see how this closes. Not the perfect candle shape, I'll tell you that much. Better on the 3 min. So I might just trade this on the 3 instead of the 2. So it look like something like this. We would like to see that form of bearish failure first, right? So see some sort of evidence that bears are losing this move. So it could be a little fake out here. They're going to start to get everything set up. We're going to wait still a little bit here. We want to see evidence, right, of bulls winning back control after a bearish failure. It's too little fake outs we've seen to the downside yet. I think there might still be a one more knock. Let's see. I mean, knocked on that door a third time. I'd push your stop loss to be 609, right, in that type of area. Let's see still. Okay. So let's still keep watching here. Might be able to do this on the 2 min time frame here now, right? A better close. Same upper range. We got 30 seconds to the 5 min candle closes as well. That might not give us the volume. Let's see. No clear fake out for us to jump in on yet, so gotta wait. what we're trying to avoid. It'll have to be something like this, 620, 628 stop loss. But again, we need to see some sort of that bearish failure first, which I'm struggling to get. Or like it isn't given to me super easily. So let's see if we can get this maybe on the 2-min now. Still held higher highs. Yeah, let's see if we can get that some sort of, failure from the other side here. This could be our opportunity. Still no reference price drawn out, so I'm not quite ready for an entry here yet. I don't know if it's fair to say that I've got trust issues on this, but I think it's I haven't quite seen the reaction I want yet. Okay, let's see if this is the fake out. Higher high, higher low. So again, not a concern here yet. Gives us our chance for our possible fake out now. Okay, watch it here now. Let's see. So stop would have to be 615, maybe lower. 613. Still no big bounce, right? So we're still waiting. It's a little bit of a better fake out there. But no clean entry for sure. So I still got to wait. Reference price here would probably be like something like this. You're looking at a 610. Too fast so far, too fast. Okay, that's much better. Did that go increasing outlier? Not quite. I wouldn't say that's exactly the reaction you'd like either. So we're gonna have to wait this thing out. Right. And the reason, guys, we didn't take this is because it didn't actually behave as a fake out, right? If it was a fake out, it would have closed back up above this blue line or back up above this blue line up here, right? Didn't do either of those scenarios, so we couldn't qualify it there as a fake out. So no entry, right? We didn't quite get that bearish failure we wanted. We now have a chance for a rejection on the 3-min time frame. So this will now be the bias, right? That is increasing outlier volume there. Fake out, your initial fake out there. Here's your confirmation. So we're looking for a setup to the downside. Broke under 600. So again, we're still in business here, but no trades yet. For now, this is how we have it set up. Again, we want to see some sort of indication of a bullish failure. 2 logical spots, right? Intra here or above here. Be a little bit careful with the inside bar rejection here. Like, I don't want to be too aggressive chasing that. Sets it up really easily to get faked out prior to the move happening. Be very patient here. But on this short, stop loss for now. I just got it set up in my order window. I'm not placing this trade here yet. Is at 620. I'm placing that just to make my order entry process be a little bit easier if something does come together here. Reference price target would be about there at 610, 611-ish. Right, it'd be something like that. Huh. 30 seconds, 53. There's no 10 a.m. data today. Okay, there's our lower low. Hold under 600 would be ideal here. This last 5 seconds has felt long. All right, closed at 70 at 75. So again, we're gonna have to wait now. Possible fake out to the upside here above 620. So this isn't an instant entry inside my reference price. So be waited out just a second. So watch here carefully, but not an instant submit here, guys, yet, right? Not an instant submit. I'm, yeah, expecting a fake out above still, right? I'm kind of still expecting one. That was a decent rejection. That was a really decent rejection. Okay, another one. That's two good rejections we've seen in that area. Okay, there's the fake out. Let's see if it stuffs. Then this will be our entry target. 624 stop loss. Too fast. There's your rejection. So now we know stop loss is 625. We want to see a gentle pullback here, gentle pullback into our entry zone. Okay, guys, I am in 618 on the dot, 618 on the dot. Got instantly stopped out there. I don't know if I should have been stopped out, maybe. 27 would have to be the entry now, or stop loss now, sorry. Let's see if this is the fake out. Now it'd be, we're looking for a fake out above 36. Just go an elevator up. Not the right volume on the 2, so can't. Now fake out spot would be above high a day. Oh for 1 here. Not a big deal. Good rejection. Yeah, just looking at a 650 stop. $654. Nah, it's just going elevator, elevator, elevator. So I might have to just wait this thing out. We got what? 40 seconds till 10 a.m. 10 a.m. So let's just wait. Okay, so again, looks like a decent rejection there. Question is, can I find a good entry? Okay, so 648 would be the stop loss for now. Come on. Pull into my zone here. Okay, give me nice and gentle, please. No entry for me there. Still no entry. Oh. Okay, guys, I am in 38.25, 38.25 short. Stop loss at 48. I mean, so far so good. Bit bouncy all of a sudden. Very, very bouncy. Okay, watch if it can flush through 20. That's kind of our target here. Hmm. Come on. It's bouncing a little bit too fast off of those low 20s for my liking. So, guys, I have closed this trade, guys. I have closed this trade. Exit price, kind of a shitty fill. 26 on the dot. 26 on the dot. But it does put me back to nicely green here on the day. Did not like that candle. That was not perfect. Like, it felt like it was fighting more at that low 30s than it was at that low 20s. So I think it's a good decision. So 12 points. I'll take it to start. Back to green. I'll take that. And we got out, guys, because it wasn't behaving how we expected, right? If the trade is no longer behaving how we expect, at best, we're early. At worst, we're wrong. So if we're early and we're green, we got to take that instead of getting stopped out, right? Like it just did there. So it was a good decision, right? It for sure would have stopped us out. So you just get out, you get impartial. I normally just trade the first like 90 minutes or so, 90 minutes, 2 hours. Yeah, guys, all these things are in extreme detail mentioned inside the Trading Basics channel and How DTR Trades channels. So, as much as it is for my benefit, you'll make a lot more money if you go through those topics, right? You kind of build some context over what we're doing and you show up a little bit prepared. You'll make a lot more money. You'll have a lot less anxiety when we're trading, and it'll be a lot more successful of a period of time here. So I would really recommend that to everybody. There's nothing that I do on a daily basis that I haven't made 3 or 4 videos about. So please use those resources, as they'll set you up to be a lot more profitable for our next trade or our next day or next time you join the stream. So yeah, be a little bit selfish there. You will make a lot more money. And I'm pretty happy with how we read that price action, guys. Right, we definitely had the right call. Getting out, little quick little win, fine. But that's why, we talk about win rate being overrated, right? If we focus on losing small, we don't need much to get back to green, and that's constantly the obsession. We are kind of missing that outlier volume here now. We're almost like in grind mode to a certain extent. So it gives me enough time to go fill up my cup of coffee, guys. I'll be back in 90 seconds. All right, I'm back. Definitely tried. Definitely tried. Yeah, not the right reactions to these highs yet. Not really the right reactions separating away from that range either. I have a pain in the ass, actually. Eric, I haven't used Blue Knox before. Go from there. So Ian, on that trade, I had two contracts, right? 10 points of risk, so $400 worth of risk on that position. So entry on that, right, was 38. Stop loss was 48. So I had 10 points of risk per contract. 10 times 20 equals 200. I want to keep it under 500, right? So I can go 2. Hopefully the math guys should never be surprising, right? On my position sizing, it's the same thing every time. I'm working backwards to the same variable every time. Right? Everyone should have their own max loss number, right? Or max loss target that they're working backwards. And we want the point where we get stopped out, right? And where that max loss per trade is to hit at the same point. So that only works, right? If we all understand what our max loss number is. I think 500 is the starting point for everyone, but for most people, it's probably less. And then always work backwards to get back to that number. That's the objective. The more consistent I can be with the total risk that I have on per trade, easier it is for the math behind my strategy to actually work out, right? Because if my average win is larger, right, than my average loss, I got to make sure that I keep my average loss to be approximately the same size from a risk perspective so that the math always works in my favor. You know, if my average win is 12 points, right, and my average loss is 5 points, let's say, but I only go 3 contracts, right, on the ones that I lose and 1 contract on the one that I win, the math still doesn't really work out in my favor. So I got to keep that sizing consistent or as consistent as I can and try to gamify losing small relative to that, because then the risk reward elements that we talk about, the position sizing stuff, it all begins to compound. And so that should be the objective or the obsession here, right? Is how can I get my decisions, my position sizing, my whatever, right, to allow me to make decisions that make it easy to compound. So we're probably unlikely to get a new setup here. It does look a little bit like a fake out, right? So maybe we could go for like a good continuation narrative, right? Let's see if we can get some nice volume here. So effectively, right, very similar thesis that we tried to play at 10 a.m., but now just a little bit later. So if our initial thought was maybe we were early, very possible we were. This is now maybe giving us another chance to see if we can get back on time. You know, looking at this now, maybe in hindsight, this wasn't the best signal. Inside bar on that maybe is a little bit challenging. A bit better on the 2-min. Like we just dealt with consolidation at entry. Okay, let's see here. We have a good chance for increasing outlier. Last second, it decided, nope, not for me. So still gonna have to wait it out. A lot of work to be up a couple $100. I'm very wiki. How's everyone feeling? Everyone feeling okay? Beautiful. Good to hear. All right. I think very similar, kind of like a choppy grind like we experienced on Friday, right? Like Friday's first, we'll say its window from like 9:45 to 10:45 was pretty choppy. Kind of feels like we're in a very similar type environment, maybe a tighter range, but feels very, very similar. So the thing to focus on here, right, is to basically try not to get that tunnel vision. And I'm saying this for myself out loud, for me primarily, but try not to get that tunnel vision, right? Getting stuck in things that aren't moving or that are stuck in kind of a bullshit range. We've gotten pretty good evidence here that the easiest move of the day isn't happening here early. So we don't really want to be too aggressive chasing that until it's absolutely perfect. Again, probably not going to get that increasing outlier volume here. We need to see that volume return in a big way. So for now, we're probably chilling a little bit. We had maybe the right thesis here to the downside. It'd be great to still be in this short, but we would have been stopped out, right? Holding on to this. So like we can tell ourselves big game, oh my gosh, would have made so much money, and we could, talk ourselves into FOMO. Or we can be realistic and honest with ourselves and saying the only way we would have made money playing this to the downside here would have been by breaking our rules. I know which game makes me money long term. I know which game makes me feel good in the moment. Breaking the rules usually feels pretty good in the moment because you get that hopium, that extra shot of hopium directly into your veins, but tends to not make you any money long term. Yes, maybe. I almost would like to see a breakout away from these ranges though. So like on NQ, right, that would be kind of under 586. On ES under 824. Otherwise, I feel like I'm stuck in that range bound narrative we just talked about here. I know, Kiki, I know. I must be sick in the head. Kind of stuck in no man's land a little bit. Next thing you know, we'll be trading soybean futures. We really want to get spicy. And it's the same thing. It's almost like we want to see a breakout through these ranges, right? Like we're effectively in a consolidation zone in between these boxes. No real separation in either direction. Same thing on ES. Right above the range high, below the range low. That would be the areas where we probably expect some sort of enthusiasm or like a defense rejection. So we'd either be looking for aggressive fake outs, right, that make a higher high above 662, or dip buys, right, aggressive dip buys off of that area, or breakouts or breakdown or breakouts. Sorry, so breakdowns under there or breakouts above here. Lean hogs, yeah. Start trading the obscure futures contracts. Still nothing of interest here. Nothing of interest on CL either. Theoretically, I guess that's a pseudo reversal. So easy for me to talk myself out of CL trades, though. I'll be honest. It's so easy. I mean, I don't know. It's probably confirmation bias to a certain extent, but I always feel like CL's very moody with me. And I don't watch it nearly as closely as I watch NQ. And so there's like, I don't know, maybe a little bit less familiarity with the product, or a little bit more, it's got more tricks up its sleeve that I'm not aware of, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like, again, anecdotal, so I'm almost like speaking it into existence, maybe. But yeah, I find it's easy for me to get the direction right on CL, or to get the path of least resistance kind of correct. It's hard for me to execute those trades without dealing with a lot of drawdown, or without getting faked out, or something like that. So we've got increasing, but doesn't appear like it's going to be outlier volume here. Let's see, 10 seconds. Close. But no cigar. We're going to stick to this on the 3 now. 50 seconds to go. Probably unlikely that we're going to get the opportunity here, but also gives it a little bit more time effectively to give us a stronger signal, right? Maybe a little bit more likely for us to get that big rejection signal here, or for us to actually get a confirmation of a breakout. Let's see. The reason why I'm not interested, I could probably talk myself into this being outlier volume, but we didn't close above the high we talked about, right? So my setup is a close above that blue line. Confirmation is a break, close, and hold on increasing. I didn't get a break, close, and hold on increasing. I got a break, close, and hold under, not above. So there's no opportunity for me to even talk myself into that being outlier volume. So just make it easy for myself, right? It's a binary. It's got to close above that blue line, above that blue line. If it does, sweet, I can look to that next tier of filter. In this case, it didn't, so I can save, I'll call it mental capital here, basically not making a dumb decision. Again, it's a green day so far. Not a monster green day. Like I'm not doing like a Wolf of Wall Street party or anything like that here, but it's been a good process day. We've taken what the market has given us so far. So it's reinforcing those good habits, right? Reminding ourselves that that good process actually does good, creates good results, and just slow down our brains, right, from being so P&L obsessed and P&L hungry. Let's see if this wants to go big vol energy. This has a chance to go rejection potentially. Is it going to give me the vol though? Probably not. Close, but no cigar. So still got to wait here. Still got to wait. Do I dare look at ES? Yeah, still not tradable. Hey, you enjoy the rest of your day, Mike. Congrats again, man. Getting closer to outlier at least volume wise, but we're not getting the signals we need. Like if we get an increasing volume bar here, it will be outlier and we'll have a signal that we can trade. But it's a question of will we get the cooperation that we desire? To be determined. Again, still not going to be outlier volume here. Yeah, it feels very deja vu to Friday. So still looking for the market to give us that easy move of the day or easiest move of the day. We haven't quite found it. And someone was asking me, what my trading philosophy is it's basically that is I want to find the easiest 20 minutes of the market, easiest, 30 minutes of the market, and find asymmetric bets where I can, catch that wave. Yeah, it feels a little bit like that, Sonia. It does feel a little bit like that. Yes, or Friday we kind of cracked through right around this time, so we'll see. We'll see if it's got some juice here. But yeah, I'd be more likely to not place another trade than I would be to sit and watch for the next 2 hours. Well, let's see. Still lots of time. Adorable. Market is open tomorrow, Lloyd. Yeah. Again, we have another opportunity here, but we need that increasing outlier. We'll see. Last volume bar was pathetic. Oh, I feel like since the pandemic, dogs have gotten so expensive. It's insane. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. And maybe we have a chance here for a rejection thesis. We need increasing outlier. 30 seconds to go. There is a chance. There is a chance for sure. Target here then though would probably be like low of day, realistically, probably. Let's see how this candle behaves. Got 15 seconds or 10 seconds. We still got some work to do from a volume perspective. Looks like it's going to be a no. So again, not the right candle color. So fails on the setup, right? And then the volume, not enough. So it fails on that binary as well. And it seems unlikely that we're going to get increasing volume on the 3. So we're going to stick to it on the 2 still. And see if we can finally get some nice confirmation. Maybe the 5-min has a chance, but again, I think probably a little bit unlikely. Highest probability still, I would think, is the 2-min time frame. Which is a shame, is it's giving us kind of a move that we would like without following all the rules that we expect. I don't like that too much on CL. Maybe a little bit late to this. Maybe on this 10-min it could behave. Target would have to be $60 though. That might be a little bit tight. So we got 15 seconds again. This will be close. Seems unlikely. Yeah, not increasing. Again, still waiting. Today's yeah, it did dawn. It's been kind of strange. Today's been a little bit like a forced dopamine detox day to a certain extent. Like it's not giving us it does feel a little bit like late summer. It feels very choppy. I don't miss those days, Michaela. I don't miss those days. I do. I miss the weather. I miss playing in the Alpine. I don't miss trading in July. One year I'll be really brave and I'll take the whole summer off and just be focused for Q4. Oh gosh, it's coming, Sonia. It's coming. And unlikely to be the volume profile we need here. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Target. Let's see how this closes. Very, very rare you see the volume in ES, but not NQ. Find it a little bit suspicious for whatever reason. The CL to the downside maybe is interesting. Targeting then 59.50. Again, only like 20 cents away. Our risk reward is possible, but it's a little bit skewed, maybe. That would put us at a 77, 78 type stop loss. This is like I think someone was asking me, like, I don't know why I avoid CL a little bit. It's this is kind of why, like, the temperamental nature of that. So what I mean, right, is like you'll see price action stop for like 10 seconds here, right? It was stuck at that 76, and then it makes like a 2-cent move, gets stopped, makes a 2-cent move, gets stopped, makes a 2-cent move. So I feel like to a certain extent, like that price action makes my heart palpitate. Or like it yeah, those jumps or those bounces feel like my heart pumps out of my chest to a certain extent. No, you absolutely should be able to, Sonia. There should be no reason why you would be not able to. It might just be you might have to put in the actual forward contract. So you might have to go CLZ instead of CL1. But no, you should be able to. Again, not my preference. For sure. I mean, if I can get a the only thing missing here, right, classic entertainment, is increasing outlier volume. So I have a active setup, right? Separation away from that blue line. I just have no confirmation of it with a impressive volume profile. So what the market is telling me is that it's like chopping away or like a grinding away to the downside. No, like change in personality effectively. And I need that change in personality to indicate that I can get some consistent follow through, because all I've seen here is kind of just a choppy mess. I'm looking for that personality change, right? Which would indicate that I have an increasing outlier volume profile. Until then, base assumption is market is going to chop about until proven otherwise. I don't want to chase chase shit too aggressively just for the sake of feeling alive. It's got to be perfect. Friday, I felt like I danced with the devil a little bit too much. So today, I'm not saying I'm overcorrecting, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm being super deliberate in the setups that I trade. I just like fight back against that my shit don't stink type mindset. To a certain extent, I think on Friday, upon reflection, there was a little bit of ego trading of like, oh, I don't deserve to be read type thing. And that's a very dangerous mindset to have or to like trade with when you're never guaranteed a result like that, right? So it just creates a little bit of extra emotional volatility that's not necessary. That's probably a generous way of describing it. For sure now, though, CL looks the most likely. You got your nice little fake out up and over. It's just doing its little BS here a little bit. I appreciate that, Manjeet. It's not even that I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to be deliberate. Or maybe even another phrase I like using sometimes is I'm trying to be stubborn, right? It's either going to follow all my trading rules or it isn't. And yeah, it won't be an impact. What do you mean? How do I add CL? What do you mean? Okay, we've got an increasing outlier volume profile here on NQ. Let's focus on this instead, please. So if you guys aren't sure, right, if you search up your prop firm and you look up their tradable products, it'll give you the codes that they use specifically for that product or what the active contract is. So if you just Google Apex tradable symbols, it'll tell you what their name is, or Top Step tradable symbols, or whatever. It'll tell you what to type in. Well, let's focus on this NQ here, please, guys. Stop loss would be 620. We've already got that fake out, right? Above at that 631. So I don't think we need a second fake out. Reference price would be low of my confirmation, right? Which is that 610 area. So again, another 10 points of risk. It would be a 2-contract play for me. Please adjust your sizing based on your max loss number. But let's see how this thing behaves, if it wants to behave nicely. I would almost prefer a tighter risk reward than this, truth be told. Yeah, we're going to have to stick to this on the 2. 5 min's not going to give me increasing outlier. As close to 600 as possible on this close would be ideal. Not terrible. It does make it a little bit challenging maybe to get the risk reward we're craving here. Still back to that 10 points, right? So let's see. Maybe we get this on the 3 min here. Again, I just didn't quite get the reaction I wanted on that entry, right? No super smooth PA. So we're gonna wait 20 seconds to go. If we get separation now, right, we're away from that chop zone. Absolutely setting up for a possible green to red type scenario. Probably my favorite setup, right? Those weak morning strong reversals type looks. Good breakdown here. Excellent volume. Different, right, than the bullshit we've seen over 10 a.m. Oh, very, very impressive. And we want to see some sort of bullish failure in some context here. Reference price for now to be determined. We're just going to try a sanity check if this stop loss is going to hold. I mean, it looks like it is. So we're going to set reference price to be 73.81. Call it 582. Fuck. All right, we'll try this on the 2-min. Now we'd be targeting our 2R range. Again, see if we can get that little rejection reversal type scenario. Okay, so there's that rejection possibly. So 558 would be the stop loss. Okay, so watching here. Let's see if we can go gentle pullback. Not quite. Saw 550. I didn't see the 551 I wanted. Still waiting. And if it doesn't behave exactly how I want, guys, I'm not going to chase this, right? It's got to be absolutely perfect. Otherwise, I'm not interested. Life is too short to compromise. Okay, so watching here carefully. It's moving a little bit quick. Yeah, good decision. Now we're looking at a 61 stop loss, guys, and this is going to be looking for an entry here pretty quick. Hey, guys, and I am in 55 on the dot, 55 on the dot. Not green right away. Stop loss 61. A little bit better. There we go. All right, so let's see if this thing can flush here now. A little bit bouncy. And now we want to see it get through 40. So that's $900. So let's even get a little bit more here. Oh, don't like that little bounce. Okay, see if this flushes through 40 here. Come on. I went 41 very fast. That's a little bit of a gross candle. So kind of feels a little bit like a failed breakout here at this point. I'm going to look to get out here, guys. Hope I can find a green exit. Okay, watching. This is going to be my chance. All right, I am out. Exit price 541. Exit price 541 on that for 1100. Let's go. Good start. Again, if this thing behaves a little bit nicer here for us, we can try again. But excellent. I did not like the speed of the bounce from 40 to 50. That happened, felt like instantly, which I don't like. So that's why I got out. And I will take, right, that $1,100 all day long. That's a great result. $555. Nice work, Ron. Let's go, Kiki. Congratulations. Really well done. How did everyone else feel about that trade? Everyone else feel okay? Well done, Patrick. Let's go. Congratulations. That was 4 contracts, Gary. That was 4 contracts. Michael, go get your beauty sleep. $900. We're almost at 11. Yeah, go enjoy it, man. Well done, Hugo. That's the thing, man. Everyone has a different number. that breaks them, the more selfish we can be in avoiding that number and trading so that it's like impossible to get there, the more money we actually make, right? We end up getting like that mental clarity basically that you need to maintain profitability or to be able to compound. So really well done, man, for maintaining that selfish mindset, because it really does make you more money. Guys, we haven't missed fuck all here, to be honest. Let's go. Congrats. Nice work, Earl. Congratulations. Yeah, Shiv. So great question. Basically, once it retests the entry, like you mentioned there, 100%, that becomes my exit signal. I'm looking to get out, but my exit trigger is to get out as P&L is increasing, right? So once I see that flush through and bounce away, I'm just trying to basically buy as much time to get away with a win. So that is my same exit signal. It's just I was willing to give it 15 seconds, right? 30 seconds to see if it could get back under my price. Pretty rare that it's going to retest my entry and then just immediately run through. So I'm willing to take that risk effectively that I either get stopped out, right? Which I'm willing to accept that stop loss because I was happy with my risk before that trade. Or I'm willing to say, okay, I got to find my exit in the next 60 seconds or whatever it is, and make sure that I lock in a green. So we had the same exit signal. I basically just held my breath for a little bit longer. Yeah, right. I mean, I was happy with that risk before I took the trade, so there's nothing there that would change my perception of that risk, right? If I wasn't happy before, okay, now I've got a different issue, but I was happy with it before I took the trade, so I should be happy with it theoretically at any point. Now it's going to feel worse to get stopped out there, but nothing should really fundamentally change. And because my risk is so tight, right, getting that 2R is pretty easy. Yeah, NQ definitely is the most traded ticker. I mean, I would say I almost dated exclusively Den. Me and NQ, it's the most stable relationship in my life. All right, so we have another opportunity here setting up right to the downside. Maybe could have traded it on this one, but I was still filling in my journal. I just like NQ, Gary. I just like it more. I don't know. Honestly, primarily it's because when you look at the volume off the open, you don't get as many outlier volume bars on ES like you do NQ. So there's just a little bit of a better volume profile generally throughout the session. So it makes it a little bit easier for me to trade my momentum concepts. That is the technical reason, I guess, but I like the volatility of NQ. That's the ego reason, I guess, to another element. Like I like Yeah, I like how it moves. So with my strategy, I'm keeping my risk really tight, right? Like on all the trades I've taken here today, my risk has been 10 points or less. So on a security that's 25,500 points, for me to find a 2R move or a 3R move or to get good follow through is really easy. I can find that setup every single day. And so I like that potential of it, I guess, for lack of a better term. That gives me a lot of confidence. I don't know, guys, I'm a little bit tempted to just call it here, to be honest. I am a little bit tempted. I mean, you can see on my chart here, right? I'm just trading NQ. You can trade micros if you want, but I'm trading NQ. You can see it here as well. Maybe on this 3-min. All right, we'll let this see if this 3-min can play out. If not, I'll call it there for the day. But pretty strong session. Win of 480, win of 1120, and the loss of 360. It's not terrible. Green on any day is nice. I'll take any day of the week. If it's a green day, I'm feeling pretty good. Good luck, Ron. We're gonna beat the shit out of you guys. Go Birds. We're gonna push it 60 times in a row and make all the ownership of Green Bay have an absolute meltdown. All right, so we'll get another 50 seconds here. Let's see. Kind of a meh close. Kind of meh. Like it held under, right? So held under 500, held lower lows. Kind of an indecisive candle shape. But it is in play here. Question is, where will the stop end up? Hey, enjoy your your day, Patrick. Congratulations. Love to hear you getting a payout today. That's awesome. Oh, hello. 2,700 bucks, almost 2,800 bucks. Yeah, nice work, dude. First of many. First of many. Of course. Believe it or not, guys, I do love doing this. Sometimes, sometimes I don't, but most of the time, I love doing this. And those days I don't love it, I definitely won't bullshit you guys. All right, so now we're gonna watch if we maybe get a fake out above that like 24 area. Okay, close. The other thing almost feels like you could just get a fake out over this too, right? Like that difference is so negligible. So there it possibly is. Now we want to see a pretty aggressive rejection. Has to close under. 3 seconds to go. Maybe. Good close. So stop would be 530. Reference price here would be like 525. Really want it to be nice and tight. Again, right? I'm trying to just find scenarios where I have asymmetric upside, right? And not necessarily asymmetric upside from a like directional perspective, right? I don't need it to only go higher. But I want to have a risk reward ratio that's like too good to not take. Kind of the objective here. Okay, might set up again on the through the 2. Said that weird. 5 min, kind of giving me a bit of a counter signal of indecision, which I don't know if I like too much. Okay, let's watch here. I mean, I'm still interested in this. And 530 would be it, but I'm being hyper paranoid. Hyper paranoid. Okay, watch the speed of this. We kind of want to see it give me like a rubber band bounce back here. Right, so we want to see it like push to those highs and snap back. I don't know if that's enough of a snap here. Okay, so where we're looking for the rejection. Okay, a little bit too slow here so far. Better, much better. Another fake out high. Give it a second here. Closed just above, so that's not a fake out anymore. So we'll avoid that. Yeah, it is. Yeah. 5 min as well was giving us hints, but it's not the right candle shape. I'm just trying to find one of these short-term time frames to give me a good enough volume profile to take the stab. Doesn't quite want to behave exactly how we want. All right, minute to go. Let's see. I mean, it would have been the right thesis, but I think we would have gone stopped out trying it. And this could be setting up as a little downside crack as well here. 15 min. Doesn't look like it's going to get there. Well, let's see, right? This would be a nice little rejection spot again. Same thing, we'd be targeting that 2R range, about that 400 area. Wouldn't necessarily need a fake out here. So for now, stop loss would be 520. Possibly a little bit higher now, maybe like 522. Call it 523. Reference price here would be something like this. Oh, might have just missed. Let's see. Okay, be careful on this pullback here a little bit. Be careful on this pullback a little bit. Because it's bouncing off of 500, so just want to be a little bit paranoid about that. I wouldn't say quite the tennis rejection. Keep saying tennis when I mean rubber band. Ugh. It's Monday for me too. All right. A little bit too bouncy. A little bit too bouncy. This might be the fake out again. Now you're looking at a 530-ish stop. 528 reference price would be here-ish. Again, like we had the right thesis, but it would have shaken us out before it makes the move. Right? That would have stopped us out. We can't try to fight the price action here too much. We just got to stick to our process, set up our asymmetric upside. We'll be all right. Okay, so keep watching here, team. Keep watching. And let's see if this can close under 5. Yeah, good close. Now we're looking at like a 506 stop loss. Let's see if this changes. 507. Reference price would be 500. And let's see if it establishes itself. 508 now. Okay, better. What was that? Okay, watching. Hey guys, I'm in 502.50. Oh, voice crack there. 502.50. Stop loss at 508. Short, right? Short. Not green right away, which I don't like. I just got stopped. Potentially try this again. I for sure thought I had the right entry there for a sec, but nope. Okay, still in business here, unfortunately. Minus 480 on that. Okay, so here's another possible fake out attempt here. Mean machine. This is more the reaction I expected on that first attempt there. So let's see if this thing wants to behave again. All of a sudden, 15 seconds, we'll reset. Two for 4 now. And what time was that? 11:16. Okay, so watching here carefully again. Stop would be about 500, so 501. We'd call it. So 501 would be the stop loss, guys. We're looking for an entry under 92 or above 92, sorry. Might just be missing it. Nice work, Jerry. Congratulations. Bit unlucky. This would be the super aggressive thing to do. Still going to watch here, guys. Watch carefully. All right, guys, I'm in short 495 on the dot. That was a perfect entry. 495 on the dot, instantly green. There's your retest, which I don't like. Come on. I'm out of this. I'm out of this. Lame. It's good entry. Stopped out pretty much right away, though. Yeah, it might be a little bit of a fake out scenario. No need to be frustrated, Sonia. Still lower lows, lower highs. Nice work, Leia. Good job. Yeah, we're still in business here. This continues to be my confirmation. Trying to find the right risk reward. So stop would be 495. For now, it'd be higher now. 497 would call it. Okay, I'm trying this again, guys. I'm in short at 493. I feel a little bit early on this potentially. Come on, go, go, go. Okay, well, I'm out of this, guys. It's not behaving the right way again. So close price there, 492.75. Ugh. Paid commissions on that. We potentially try this again. Doing this fake out bullshit here a little bit. And it keeps just doing this, which is really annoying. So stop would be 507. That's a tough one, though. Again, I've been getting good entries on these last two trades, or I've been green right away and then it stalls, which is a little bit different than what should happen generally if you have a good entry, right? A little bit annoying. We've gotten shaken out a couple of these moves now. What's the time here? It's 11:30. So I'd probably look at something like this. 507 would be the stop for now. Let's see if it fakes out. There it is. And then now reference price would be something like this. Okay, watching carefully here. Don't chase it, right? Don't chase it. Okay, watching carefully here. Little fake out, so we're still looking for that entry. too fast. Let's see if this is the fake out. I'll put you at 517 reference price right about there. God damn it. That's so annoying. Keeps doing that to us. Keeps doing it. We set it up. The second we set it up, it flushes. Gotta fight that feeling, though. Gotta fight that feeling. As annoying as it may be, it's not going to make you any money. So stick tight here. Back within striking distance. A 5'10", not a 5'11". Everyone's lying about their height these days. Come on. Okay, guys, I am in average price 513.25. I feel maybe a little bit early here again. Stop loss is at 518. There, let's see if we can crack. Let's see if we can crack. Come on. It's behaving weirdly around 500. Let's see if this thing can flush. My stop loss is 518 here. Stop loss is 518. Got a little bit of paranoia, though, on this one, though, guys. I got a little bit of paranoia here. Pretty sure I said my stop loss, guys. I'm pretty sure I said it out loud. Okay, let's see if this thing can keep flushing. Oh, what a move here, guys. What a move. All right, so let's see if we can get a little bit more follow through those 80s. I don't want to see it get back into the 90 handle. Okay, so now the focus is on closing as P&L is increasing. Right, it's been a really nice amount of follow through on this position, so I'm not going to get greedy here. Oh, you dick. Come on. Okay, watching for my exit. Give me a little flush. Come on, go, go, go. One more. There we go. All right, guys, I'm out. Exit price 480.75. 480.75 exit. And there we go. There's the trade of the day right there. So should have been here. Apologies, guys. Reference price, but your high of your there was 1750, so it should have been 18. Excellent, excellent trade there, team, at the end. Exit price of 480.75. Did I say 438? Did I say that? Oh, okay. Oh, no worries. Everyone feeling better after that? So pretty good ender to the day there, right? Pretty good ender to the day. Nice work, Chris. Shit happens when we just shut our brains off and trade the system. That's the sweet spot we're always trying to get to here as traders. Pretty good day here, team. Pretty good day, all things considered now in the end. Any questions here, guys? I'm not going to take any more stabs at anything. So really strong session. 24.65 and some change. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades. Okay, and yeah, I'm not going to place any further trades. Maybe that would have been our perfect exit, but that's fine. Don't care. And we're looking 2 min. No, not one more, Ian. I'm done. It's a really strong day, man. I'm up $2,500, give or take. Per account, I don't need to place any further trades. Been a strong session. Market has been a little bit bouncy and indecisive, so I'm not going to now force something just for the sake of it. We're outside of the kill zone now, too. Let's go, Brent. $6,500 on the day. Let's go, man. Congratulations. Any questions here, team? Any questions? Just really depends on how fast it's moving, right? If it's giving me that elevator up shiv and it's eating into price, I'm gonna be more aggressive in cutting it. If it's moving slowly back towards my entry price and retesting, I know I've got more time. So I'm just repeating concepts, right, that we use on every single trade. Right, if it's pulling back super quickly into my entry zone, that's not an entry I'd be willing to take. So if I'm in that trade and I wouldn't be willing to take that same entry, I shouldn't be taking that trade, right? Or I shouldn't be willing to be in that trade for much longer. If it's moving slowly and it's giving me time to breathe, well, I want to be giving it time, right? And then the other criteria here is, what was my entry? If I'm green pretty much right on my entry and I got a good reaction, then that's going to give me a little bit more buffer. On other trades, right, if I don't get a very good reaction and I'm only up 1 or 2 or 5 points, well, now I don't have that same space. So there's too much context to give you like a set of hard and fast rules. So I think that's probably what's boxing you in to a certain extent, right? It's the more space I have post entry, the more space I can give it. The slower it's moving, right, the more time I have to make a decision. So those are really the two criteria that I'm giving myself. All right, guys, final call for questions here. Final call for questions. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you all later this afternoon. I got a bunch of one-on-ones with you guys today. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.